We have long dreamed of a machine that can outrun the clock, pushing metal and engines toward the absolute limit of the speed of light. However, physical science faces a hard boundary in þime, the gross elements of earth and water that form our material world. When a structure made from these dense elements is forced toward cosmic speeds, the friction of the physical realm becomes an insurmountable wall. At this threshold, the spacecraft's very foundation breaks down. The dense structural particles undergo a sudden elemental transformation, converting into þime, the fire element. The structure collapses before it can ever bend time, disintegrating into energy because the material it is made from cannot sustain the transition. This leads us to a different set of physics found in ancient texts, records of multidimensional travel that bypass the limitations of physical matter. If gross matter cannot survive the friction of speed, the journey requires a medium subtler than the elements that cause it to burn. This places the soul at the center of the journey, a traveler that is non-physical by nature. In this framework, the Atma, or soul, is viewed as the primary vehicle. Success depends on spiritual mechanics rather than mechanical engineering. This is reflected in the ancient concept of the Vayu-yan. Unlike the combustion engines we use today, these craft were described as consciousness-driven systems. Evidence for these designs is preserved in scriptural blueprints, detailing how travel worked before modern machines. These lines describe craft built from Vayu-tattva, or the air element, a subtle principle allowing a vehicle to remain stable even at extreme velocities. The power source was Sankalp Shakti, concentrated thought force. This enabled the vehicle to match the speed of the mind itself. By operating through these subtle elements, these ancient craft could cross from one loka to another without facing the destructive friction that burns physical matter. Utilizing a vehicle made of thought requires the soul to reach a specific internal stage. This process involves clearing the heavy karmic records that anchor the soul to the physical world, moving toward the weightless state of karma-tit. As these layers of karmic debt are shed, it reveals a glowing point of light, stripped of the density that binds it to Earth's gravity. By connecting to the Supreme Source, the soul gains the necessary power to navigate cosmic pathways that remain invisible to physical instruments. This internal refinement is what turns a single sankalp, or thought, into actual cosmic movement. Once the soul rises beyond the physical atmosphere, it encounters a hierarchical system where different authorities govern the flow of time. In these higher dimensions, time functions as a relative experience rather than a fixed universal constant. On the left, Earth's clock spins through its daily cycles, while on the right, the massive celestial gear of a higher realm moves with a vastly different rhythm. Entering realms like Brahmapuri synchronizes the soul with that dimension's specific clock. The scale is immense. A single second in these higher realms can encompass hundreds of thousands of years on physical Earth. Beyond even these, in Mahashiv's domain, time expands to a scale that exceeds the reach of human measurement. Changing dimensions effectively shifts the soul into a new time system, where existence follows the vibration of that specific realm. This suggests that true time travel is a vertical movement through dimensions, rather than a horizontal path along a calendar. The past remains a fixed karmic recording within the soul, a completed cycle that cannot be physically altered. Instead of attempting to undo what has been recorded, the soul rises vertically through the layers of the universe. Real travel is defined as an ascension, a transition that places the soul beyond the reach of the clock entirely. Through the purification of karma and the strength of concentrated thought, the soul moves past the boundaries of time to return to its original cosmic source.